The most reliable pump in the world, the most heavily utilized pump in the world. Without this pump, the world would not be able to exist as we know it. This pump is used in construction sites, at hospitals, at our homes, and at this great university we all know and love. This pump is capable of processing 2,000 gallons of fluid every day. It produces enough energy to drive a truck 20 miles every single day. What is this pump, you may ask? This pump is none other than the human heart. To begin, we must first understand the anatomy of the human heart. The way the human heart works is a system of 4 chambers. And throughout these chambers, every minute it is able to pump 6 liters of blood throughout your body. This heart consists of the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. The right side of the heart contains the deoxygenated blood, and the left side of the heart contains the oxygenated side of the blood. The way the blood system works is it takes the deoxygenated from your veins and pumps it up to the right atrium. It will then pass through a valve into the right ventricle. Throughout the right ventricle, it will then pass into the pulmonary vein, into your lungs, where it is dispersed and becomes oxygenated throughout your lungs. It is then pumped back into your heart, into the left atrium. The left atrium then pumps into the left ventricle. The left ventricle sends it in throughout the body, throughout the aorta, and down throughout your entire 60,000 miles, like I said, of arteries, veins, and capillaries, where it deposits oxygen and nutrients to your bloodstream. At the same time, in the capillaries, the blood system then picks up waste materials and carbon dioxide back into your right atrium, into your right ventricle, throughout the veins, and the whole system continues over and over again throughout your entire life. And then, now that we understand how the heart anatomy works, we must understand how the electrical signals send the pumps of blood. The way it works is is a very simple way with a system of cells creating electricity that then transgress down the heart and effectively just create a pumping action to the muscles and send the blood spaces. But it's much more complex than that. You start with your SA node, move down to your NA node, into the bundle of His and into your Purkinje fibers, which fire the ventricles. So the way it works is you have your SA node, which pumps these two. Then it goes down to your bundle of His, which then sends the Purkinje fibers, which fire very rapidly and fire the left and right ventricles, which then send the blood at the same time throughout these two things, throughout your body. This electrical signal is what we pick up when we look at EKG graphs. You know, the simple, kind of like that. That's what that is. And the really remarkable thing about the way the electrical impulses fire is it doesn't require a brain. It doesn't require anything. The cells produce the electricity on their own. And the cells will actually beat even when not connected to the human body anymore. So, now that we understand how important the heart is, we must understand how, even though it's reliable, there are a lot of dangers that can take place with the heart. Some simple dangers, you have the very, very broad heart disease, which is any disorder to the heart. Then we'll get more in depth, and we'll get into coronary artery disease, which is when you have your arteries that provide the nutrients to the heart, and those get clogged, which then cause serious problems because your heart is not able to produce as much blood throughout the system. It doesn't get as much food, essentially. Then you have arrhythmia, which is when your SA node or your NA node is not firing at the correct times. That can cause a serious problem as not enough blood can be ejected at once. And that is what usually happens when that occurs, is you have your NA node or your SA node or your AV node, one of them fails. And although it can still fire, it just is not nearly as efficient and then causes you to overwork your heart. Another failure is when your valves fail. See, the way these valves work is they only allow blood in one way and out one way. As it goes, doom, 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 like as with my arrows. When your valves fail, it will allow blood back into the wrong chamber, and that can cause serious problems. In order to prevent these heart failures, you need to follow a simple ABC. Avoid tobacco, be more active, exercise, don't be obese, And C, choose good nutrition. With these 3 simple tasks, you can seriously improve your heart and improve the value of the things your heart can do. In conclusion, clearly the heart's a very reliable organ, and it's made to last 70 plus years on most people if you take good care of it. But if you don't take good care of it, bad things can happen. Clearly the heart's a pretty amazing thing and a very complex yet simple organ which runs everyday life.